Hey guys, this is pretty much a spur of the moment video. I haven't really looked into East Palestine, the train derailment. I know there's a train that derailed. I know that there was toxic chemicals in it that spilled out. I didn't know too much about this whole exploding it all as a way of, preventing it from exploding. It doesn't really make sense. I know that World Economic Forum, Clown World, the Great Reset. Look at all the stupid stuff that Trudeau's doing, following the World Economic Forum's agenda. So we got a lot of stupid stuff in Canada, mostly weird like laws taking away our rights, even freedom of speech and stuff like that. We have very strong laws where we cannot we have to watch out if we don't affirm certain things. We have to acknowledge the truth of certain ideologies. And if we would voice our opinion that would be opposite the narrative, that could be shown to the human resource. And it's not criminal, but you can lose your job. It's hate. It's like violence. It's thought violence. So that's now illegal. Shut your mouth, and that's it. There's a certain group, they don't have to shut their mouth. They can do whatever they want. They can go wherever they want. But for us, shut up, basically. So let's check out. Yeah. So before we check it out, that's what I was trying to say. Stupid stuff, especially laws in the United States. As a Canadian, like looking at what's going on, obviously I'm getting it through social media and stuff like that. But to me, it makes absolutely zero sense if this whole border thing with Mexico and stuff like that, if that is like true, okay, because some people will probably say like it's not happening, it's a conspiracy, it's whatever. But if it's true that this is happening at the Mexico border and the government is allowing that, that's evil. That's incompetent. It's the gangs and organized crime that are involved with bringing people across, children getting molested, raped, women getting raped, people dying, in hiding in like box cars and stuff like that. So I don't understand why the United States would allow that. Like it just makes sense. If you want immigrants, protect the borders and let those immigrants go through the process of applying and whatever used to work. What else? As a Canadian, I'm shocked. I'm looking at monuments being completely destroyed, historical monuments. I see United States, the woke leftists screaming how racist the United States is, all about slavery, when every single culture has indulged with slavery. The United States had the Civil War based on slavery. There were black people in Africa selling black people on boats. There's a bunch of rich white guys that decided, no, this is wrong. Slavery is wrong. So the foundation of what the United States was set on, and it's Christian, right, allowed flawed man to gradually work through it. When women entered the workforce, men weren't used to it, right? So they were sexist. We've worked through that. I see full of doctors that are female. In fact, I think there's more doctors in our hospital that are female than male. I had to go to the court thing at one point, not for me. And there's female judges, there's female lawyers. My career, there's just as many women. I don't understand like this whole like sexist thing. And I'm sure it's the same in the United States. What else is crazy that I'm seeing? I mean, you guys used to be so patriotic, it was like nauseating. Now I'm seeing, like, people don't want to sing the anthem. I think they've created another anthem for African Americans, I guess. Burning the flag. The flag now is considered like radical Republican or something. It's like you have a flag, you're an American. Same thing in Canada. Ever since, the trucker convoy, when Canadians banded together and showed support with Canadian flags, now you better watch out. Canadian flag, government doesn't like that. So it's some pretty crazy stuff. What else? Well, besides Biden, um, what else have I seen in the United States that is shocking? Maybe it'll kind of come to me along the way. But let's check out this insanity, controlled chaos. Okay, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Well, you know what? There is, just give me a second. Let's say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, like a planned crisis. Okay, fine. The train derailed, but they exploded it in a rural area in case it would explode. It doesn't make sense. Like, couldn't they have put like pumps in the tanks, sucked out as much as they could? And there's some chemistry to neutralize something, prevent it from exploding. They should have evacuated. Everyone should be evacuated. No one should be there yet. And all of these residents should be compensated heavily. These are long-term effects, again, just like the last 3 years that we experienced. The science behind the jibby jabby, behind a lot of things that happened, and all the conspiracy theories, right? Oh, misinformation. And then all of a sudden the misinformation becomes, oh, the truth. But people get canceled, people get in a lot of trouble. It's misinformation. It can kill people. It's thought crimes again, because thoughts can kill, I guess. My thoughts, if they're not in line, it's violence. It can harm. They exploded these things. They should have neutralized it, sucked up as much as they could. I'm sure there's a way of diluting somehow these chemicals. Then I would have had the ground immediately, as quickly as possible, dug up. I'm just doing a quick recording. I'm not doing a live. The ground should have been dug up. People should not be there for probably months. They should be compensated. Yeah, there's some shady stuff going on there. They have no idea the repercussions, what kind of byproducts, flew up in the air, how far it's going to go. It's like, just like the jibby jabby, people weren't concerned about the immediate effects of the jibby jabby. People were concerned based on other jibby jabby vaccine. Yeah, I can say vaccine. There's a vaccine compensation program for people that do get repercussions from vaccines. And when vaccines harm, very often it's years down the road. It's a medication that's given, and all of a sudden you have Guillain-Barré, you have neuromuscular problems, and so a lot of the people during this last 3 years, people were not anti-vaxxers. They weren't conspiracy theorists. They were just smart people that were using logic and rationality. But no, don't do that. Don't use that. Don't use your common sense. Trust the scientists who have been wrong there the whole time. Trust, Bill Gates that made $20 billion. Trust all the rich people and all the big corporations that benefited from the last 3 years. And now these agencies come and explode toxic tankers in a rural area, not communicating to the citizens. Citizens don't know what the hell's going on. Okay. And all of this is in a way not, well, hopefully it's coming out now. But again, what the media shows, what the government's going to say. See, the thing with social media is people will post stupid TikToks. They'll post YouTube shorts. The citizens who filmed it, the sky, it would look like it covered like clouds, dark that just hovered there, probably like for days, like the fallout when it descends. No freaking idea. Meanwhile, it's like, yeah, you can come back. It's just like rivers of fish, like going down. Citizens, not feeling well. What the hell is happening in the United States? Chaos. Why would they? Why would they believe anything? Why would they believe anything that the officials are saying? WHO, CDC, all of these, good grown-ups that were making sure we were safe for the last 3 years. Fauci. I mean, all of this, it's documented. Them turning around the CDC, deleting, their recommendations, and then after stuff comes out, the Wuhan lab. It's like there's a Wuhan lab of virology where they actually have gain of function, and on top of it, they have, because coronavirus, there's not just one. Coronavirus is like a type of virus, so there's tons of coronaviruses with varying degrees, but this one seemed, to appear in a wet market. Give me a break. It's like they said that it's zootic. Look, I'm not claiming truth. I'm just like a stupid idiot that's kind of asking layman questions, I guess, right? But if it was a zootic animal origin and went across to infect humans, you would think that it's like, what's the chance of jumping from an animal to a human and having effects? But it didn't go from bat to like other kind of animals. There was no livestock falling dead, hypoxic. There's no dogs like there was none of that. So it was weird. It's like, man, it's zootic. They said that some of the animals were testing positive. None of them got sick of respiratory issues. So people were talking about like, well, probably makes sense that it's from the lab. No, it's not. No. Now it's like everyone's like, yeah, it was probably from the lab. I don't understand. Crazy stuff. All right. I'm going to share screen so we can see the belting smoke pouring into the atmosphere. I'm just using this to see the images. We get the point, okay? Government is keeping the citizens in the dark, confused. Look at that. Michelle, you've seen the images there, that Ohio derailment thing? No? I'll show you later. JD made a small, 3-minute video. It's it's a derailment with, you know, some kind of polymer, toxic materials anyways. So they decided to explode it so that, I don't know, that was a safer way. Now, like, all the animals are dying, citizens are getting sick. The institutions aren't telling them anything. It's not organized. It's like, it's pretty crazy. Okay, let's look at another one. Crap, I just pressed share audio. I wonder if, sorry guys, if we didn't, if you guys didn't hear the video, I forgot that we have to press share audio. It's kind of important. Anyways, I'm sharing the audio now, at least.
Yes, we are.
Very.
Very. I bet you are. Are you seeing effects? I mean, it seems from our perspective, hundreds of miles away, like there are dangerous chemicals in your town. Are you seeing the effects of that?
We are seeing them locally and inside of our bodies, what we're experiencing. Local fish in our creeks have died. Oily sheens and coloration in our water. Constant smell of burning plastics and chemicals in the air.
Like, how can they be allowing people to go back to this region? And like, who knows the long-term effects of this amount over, you know, sometimes trace amounts over long periods of time can do just as much damage as some, like, you know, acute, you know, a large dose of some toxin. But you don't need that much toxin over long periods of time to have devastating effects, cancer, who knows? And it'll never get tied to it.
Issues with our dog, vomiting, acting lethargic. It's scary stuff here, Tucker.
Well, it's horrifying. It's horrifying. It's a nightmare. And again, if that had happened in Washington, D.C., no one would be living there right now. Is there any federal presence? Are you getting the sense that anybody to whom you send your tax dollars every year cares about what happens to you?
At this moment, unfortunately not.
No. So there are no EPA officials in hazmat suits, no one from the Department of Transportation's walking around trying to figure out how this happened, how to prevent it again, that you have seen.
Nobody's knocking on our door.
Yeah, I think if you really want to know the truth, not even this, there's a lot of stuff being posted by citizens themselves, just like during the trucker convoy. There was a lot of people just podcasting, just live streaming 24/7. The Freedom Convoy wasn't that wide. It was centered on Wellington Street, which is right in front of the Parliament. They didn't take over Ottawa at all. Just a minute. Let's just look at this.
Filed a federal lawsuit after a train derailment near the Ohio-Pennsylvania border. The train carrying toxic chemicals in East Palestine, Ohio.
Oh, crap. Look at that belting out. That's slowly. A little slower. Half speed.
East Palestine, Ohio. Border, the train carrying toxic.
Look at that. Just explodes straight up, and then after it forms like a mushroom. Pretty much like an atom bomb.
Toxic chemicals in East Palestine, Ohio.
Okay, so couldn't they have, put hoses in, suck out as much of the material as possible, right? And then after, obviously, get rid of these containers, and then dig a large amount of the dirt out completely. That's the safest way. Like I said before, compensate them. They're not going to come back anytime soon. And, insurance and stuff like that. I don't know.
That's where it derailed last Monday. Norfolk Southern released toxic chemicals from 5 of the derailed tanker cars in an attempt to prevent an explosion. But one of the chemicals, which is used to make plastic products,
Look at that. That's not clouds, guys. It looks like a freaking tornado twister. Yeah, that seems like like good rationality. These things might blow up, guys. That would be horrible. We better blow it up ourselves.
Associated with an increased risk of liver, brain, and lung cancer, lymphoma, and leukemia. So far, residents are still evacuated, and there is no word on when or if they will be able to return home.
Well, I've seen videos where they're already.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
This is Garland Farms video over here. You have no idea what's coming. All right. I'm not going to show it. It's the one called Oopsie Daisy. He just posted it, so I don't want to play it, even though it's an amazing video. This is why I'm kind of looking more into it, because yeah, it's he has some good footage. There's no justification. What the hell is going on? Residents report dying animals. Residents report dying animals in East Palestine. Bomb train. Concern. Video journalist gives Tucker. I'm gonna have to edit out that part if there was another good one. Is it this one? Rail giant. Now, you do realize that the reason that they bombed was all about money. They have to get that railway cleared as quick as possible because it's money. That decision to bomb was a financial decision, because corporations are more important than individual lives. Anyways, that's all I got to say. God bless. See you at the next vegan debate.